What's up guys, my name is JDCook5 and welcome to a new series on my channel. The highly anticipated F1 2023 is here and we're going to be showcasing my team and hopefully going from the bottom right to the very top. Straight away we get an entry point that we can go in at to decide basically what levels of our car will be and everything else. I want to go for the newcomer because it is a bit of like a road to glory in some ways. So yeah, we want to start at the bottom and work our way up. Definitely the more of a sense of achievement when we do so. And yeah, I was looking forward to getting into the customization options and looking at the kind of going to my avatar and going from there. Many faces to choose from this year, a few different ones also. I'm glad that they've changed that up because they were normally very much the same. So you do get a nice variety. So I was having a look to see which one I'd like to go for. Eventually I do go for one that I feel like was nicely suited, just something a little bit different that I haven't seen in previous games. Obviously it's your standard things, you pick your country, you do your name, so on. Obviously we're from the UK, so we're going to be going with the United Kingdom as we are representing. And we're going to have the JD Cook representing as the name throughout the career mode, which is always nice with the initials JDC. As I say, it's always nice to get the customization options done, and it's just, yeah, I just like going through them, see if they've updated anything, see if they've kept anything, and just going from there, honestly. Nice, I've got my own commentary name also, which is perfect. And in terms of the numbers, the number 5 is actually available, so we can pick the number 5 to stick with the YouTube name, and then yeah, it's always nice. Now we get to create our team and go in from there, select our livery, select what we kind of look at in terms of, so we're going to go for like the green, black and white kind of theme. Feel like it sticks out and there's not many teams that actually get any close to that whatsoever. So yeah, nice to be different and we'll definitely stand out from the crowd with a luminous green that we're going to be going for. Obviously, we have now got to pick a team name. This is very hard. We're going to have to stick with it. Obviously, we can't be changing it, and so we need to stick to one thing. And I wanted it to be simple. Obviously, it's my team, so I want my name in it, and I've gone for JD Cook 5 Motorsport. Nice and simple. You know it's a racing team, and yeah, it's as simple as that. So yeah, kept the name in there because obviously I'm the owner of the team, and it's motorsport being racing. So I think it's perfect for what it is. I didn't want to go too similar to what the team names are at the moment, just to be a bit more different. Obviously, we get the choices of the primary sponsor, the engine, the so on. I was a bit disappointed in the sponsors actually, because as you can see, and if you have played Formula 1 games recently or before, you would realise that these sponsors have been in the game. So I'm really surprised they haven't actually changed these up, which is a bit disappointing. But we'll stick with the one that gives us the most money because, of course, we need the most money to be able to play with and see what we go from there. Next thing was our engine. We need to change our. Well, I need to choose an engine, not change our engine. We have the choices of Renault, we have Red Bull, we have Ferrari, and we have Mercedes. They're all deemed on performance and durability, so it depends on what we want to go for. It depends how much we want to spend to be left over with also. We could go with a weaker engine and be left with more money, or we can have a stronger engine and be left with more money. Simple as that. The one that stuck out for me was the Ferrari. Nice durability, wasn't as high compared to the others, but the performance was high. I feel like I can deal with the durability sides of things and move on from there and have high performance. Our next thing is our teammate. Obviously we have to choose someone for next season. I wanted someone that's got a little bit of experience, and Liam Lawson looked at the best fitted, the best suit for the role, and hopefully he brings us points in the near future. Next thing would be our emblem. I've gone with a little cog there just to be able to symbolise mechanics and things like that and different things. I feel like it suited really nice within the team. So we have our livery of our black, white and green. It is suited on our suits, our helmets, our gloves, our boots, everything. So we are definitely within theme now. A really nice livery, and I do like the design of this one also. The designs were a little bit different. I was nice to be able to kind of have a few that you can change the colour scheme on. Obviously you get ones that are solid ones that you cannot change the colour. But yeah, I went for something that we can kind of design and go from there.
New year, new drivers, new team. Welcome and great to have you with us as we move far away from the paddock to the headquarters of the newest outfit on the Formula One grid. We've been granted exclusive access with an interview not just with the team owner or the star driver, but both. Because for the first time in modern F1 history, the team owner is behind the wheel themselves. Now is a great time to bring a new team into the sport, particularly off the back of such compelling competition last year. 2022 saw huge regulation changes, and it was Red Bull who came out on top in the development race. But that was last year. This year could be a very different story. Let me tell you, this facility is an absolute hive of activity, and there is a palpable sense of excitement around the car they've built. Quietly, they truly believe they can challenge at the top, and they've had the time now to craft a hugely competitive race car. But theory is one thing, and taking on the brightest lights in motorsport is quite another. So how does the owner of F1's 11th team feel as they prepare to be thrust into the limelight of the F1 circus? New driver lineups, Qatar returns, Las Vegas debuts, and the engineering race continues to push the sport and the drivers to new heights. What are they aiming for? Most excited about? Most nervous for? Well, soon we will meet them to find out. But first, let's take a look at the brand new car. Well, hi, thank you so much for having us. Great to be here. I'm going to start with the question that everyone is asking. It's been a long time since we've seen a team owner drive their own car, and a lot's changed since then. The sport has really evolved. So how are you going to manage the responsibility of doing both roles? And tell me about your teammate. They're clearly very excited to have signed with you. What do they bring to the team? So tell me about the work on the car. It's clearly a blank canvas. You've done a lot. What have you prioritised? Now, there's no getting away from the fact that your competitors have a huge amount of Formula One experience. You are a total newcomer. Tell us where you see the opportunities to make those vital performance gains. Now, ultimately, your success this season will be determined by whether you can take positions from other drivers. Where do you believe this car has the edge? And with so many disciplines and experts working so closely together here at your HQ, who gets the coveted Teacher's Gold Star? Who are you most proud of as the first race edges ever closer? Well, I could talk to you all day. Thank you so much for your time, but I better let you get back to work. There's plenty more still to do. All the very best for your inaugural F1 season.
After that interview with Natalie Pinkman, it's nice to be able to get a bit of an insight on the team, what we're looking for this season, and the goals from there on. Obviously, after that, we go into the headquarters and we have a look at our activity timeline. What this does basically is this can improve the actual facilities, this can have basic morale boosting for the departments that we have, or we can have a look at kind of upping our driver's experience from our own personal view and the second driver that we have in our team. Obviously, with a new game and a new start, we're going to get bombarded with emails about the different things, people welcoming us, who's part of the team and everything else, and different people that are going to be staying in contact with us throughout the season and giving us important information through on. Obviously, we can't do many upgrades at the moment, but we can do a little upgrade to our chassis, just a little nice boost for us. And obviously, as we do races and all the programs and everything else, we will then gain the experience and everything else to be able to upgrade all our facilities and the parts in the car. So the first race is in Bahrain. This is an important one just to be able to get us off the mark. I'm not expecting much. I'd hope to maybe even just get a point. A point would be nice, but as we say, it's a new car. We don't know what's going to happen. It's a new game and everything else. So it's definitely something that we're going to be testing out, and we know that we're not one of the stronger teams in the pack. We're going to go for the first practice here. Normally what I do is I'll do the first practice, I'll do the qualifying and then the race. I won't do all the practice sessions because I don't see the point. As long as you can do your programs and everything else, and that is the main thing, and just get yourself underway and gain as much points as possible. Bahrain is a familiar circuit for us, so it isn't a new circuit. I have played on this many of a time. I do actually like the circuit, it's a very fast one at that, but as I say, with a new car and everything else, I just don't know what to expect.
Okay mate, it's Mark here. I just want to say thanks for trusting me as your race engineer. I know we're going to have a good relationship. It's going to be a long season, they're always tough, but if we work together we can get some solid, good results. The car's ready to go, but it's brand new, so we're going to figure out any teething issues. We've got our eye on the data, you just do what you do behind the wheel.
So that's our race engineer. He's going to be in our ears for a lot of the season, giving us all the information that we need to know throughout the races and in the garages also. So this is an initial lap just to see where I'm at. I don't know how the car feels whatsoever. It's completely new to me, as I say. I'm playing on a Logitech G29 steering wheel also, so it's definitely an immersive experience that we have going on. Going into these few corners, it just feels very kind of hot on the brakes, but also going into them, it felt like the back is kicking out a lot. Seeing going in here, I feel like, yeah, this is tight. This is very tight. You can see the back goes out as soon as I put my foot on the accelerator. So there's a lot of tweaking to be made, and obviously that is going to be throughout the season, and hopefully getting the car for where it needs to be. I say I'm just going to do this lap, see where I'm at. Obviously lap times are a bit irrelevant as of the moment. It doesn't matter until qualifying for when we really need to have a decent spot on the grid. So that is practice done. So practice 1, we finished 10th. We were 900ths of a second off of Max Verstappen. Obviously I'm not looking at any sort of position like that, but not a bad practice. Liam Lawson, our teammate, gets 19th in the end. So yeah, not a bad start for the lad. But yeah, definitely room for improvement. As I say, a lot of teething problems with the back kicking out a lot when I stuck my foot on the accelerator. But good progress made. We did a few programs with the tyre management and the race strategy, so we'll see from here. Going into Q1, this is going to be very important. I say I'm just going to try my hardest and go from there in that way. I take it really wide going into this corner, and a really poor start in lap 1. The tyres are cold and everything else, and it's very hard to predict what we're going to do on softs because I didn't actually try them in practice either. So hopefully throughout this qualifying lap we're able to get a decent time on the board and go from there. Same corner, I'm literally sticking the back out so much, it's unbelievable. The way I'm able to turn in, but then I just can't seem to put my foot on the accelerator. Same going for this corner. I really struggled in practice with this. Don't know what's going on. I don't know how to solve it. I think a lot of people are having the same issues, especially with my team. I think it's just a case of tuning the car until we find that exact point from where we can kind of just solve the issue more than anything. So going into the second to last corner, going on last from the straight, we have got Alonso currently behind me at the moment. Albon has just recorded a 1:35. He's the first man to record a proper lap time. So I'm not too sure what to expect once I hit the last corner. Stroll hitting in 1:32, much stronger than Albon there. So we just hit the last straight. We're going to be going into the DRS point at any point now, and we just put our complete foot on the gas, and we do record a 1:33.6. No idea if that's any good at the moment. I don't know what stage I'm at to be able to say if it's going to be good or not, but I know I can improve it going into this lap. Obviously now the tyres have warmed up, we've got a bit more flow to us, and hopefully we can kind of get rid of that Aston Martin behind us. Even though he is behind us, Alonso actually has recorded a stronger lap time going straight above me there. So going into this sector, I don't know if I'm going to actually meet it or get better. I'm minus 306 on Albon, so that's not too bad. Just to be able to see what the sectors are and just keeping an eye on that. This corner, I hate it. I absolutely hate it. The car hates it. I love it, but the car hates it. I'm really struggling with that corner, and especially one with this, and I bet I take it wide. No, it's not too bad. That's okay. That's okay. Just getting the power out. You can see the Aston Martin behind me is a much stronger car and much more developed when it comes to these sort of tracks. But we'll get there, as I say, we'll get there. Going into the second sector, are we going to get Albon here? He's had Alonso's gone, and then Zhou. Are we going to hit Zhou's sector? Okay, so we're 400 too slow, even though we've got a minus 500 on our delta at the moment from our previous lap time. So going into the last corner, can we get any more? The delta's going down. The delta's going down. Oh, it's going to be tight. It's going to be really tight. I don't think there's going to be any real movement on it whatsoever. It's just the delta just keeps going down. We just haven't got the straight speed. We go above Sergeant and we go into 8th. That's not too bad, but unfortunately, it really was a poor qualifying. I sat at 15th for a bit of time. I did a few more laps. I tried to go out, but yeah, I can't beat the lap time of 1:33.4, and that does make us 18th for the first race. Obviously, that requires a good start, but we'll see, and we'll go from there and hope for the best.
No more testing, no more practice. This is the real deal, and it's make or break here at round 1 of this year's Formula One World Championship. We'll be racing around 3.36 miles of the magnificent Bahrain International Circuit today. Keep an eye out for drivers locking the front left down into the tricky braking zone of turn 10. Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position, edging out Sergio Perez, who lines up P2. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Sainz, Russell, Hamilton, Ocon, Fernando Alonso, Norris, Stroll, Gasly, Zhou, Oscar Piastri, Albon, Bottas, Tsunoda, Hulkenberg, Cook, Magnussen, Sargent, Liam Lawson, Sargent. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out then. Let's see who can prevail today. A new season then, a clean slate where anything could happen. Anthony Davidson is with me today as once again we get another year of Formula One underway.
We're into those tense few minutes before the first race then. Everyone's a little bit nervous about reliability. They haven't been running in the hot, turbulent wake of other cars in practice, and they've not been pushing at 100% for long durations. Let's hope no one has to deal with any nasty surprises.
So here we are, Bahrain. This is the first race of the season, and yeah, a lot of nerves, a lot of kind of tense kind of surroundings that we have with other races as well. Looking at the race strategy, we have gone for 1 pit stop, 20 laps that we will be racing, and it reckons we will do it in a time of 31 minutes and 27 seconds. Not bad whatsoever. Hopefully we can stick to that. So it's the 5 lights and we're just waiting them to go out, and we can put our foot on the accelerator and we can start the first race in Bahrain. We've got Hulkenberg in front of us, Tsunoda in front of us. Not too sure what's going to happen. Bottas drops back. There's a sandwich appearing between Hulkenberg, Gasly and Tsunoda. Nowhere to go whatsoever. Oh, I've got a break. I've got a break. No, I've got to go on the outside. I have to go on the outside. I've gained some positions though, and I've nearly slid out at the same time, but we've slotted ourselves into 13th place behind Piastri, and we're just going to stick there for a moment. Can we get behind him? He is blocking us off. He is on that inside line. We tried to go on the outside with Norris, and then he clips him. Oh my god, they've nearly collided. They've nearly collided. I've nearly gone on at the same time, and that nearly was a red flag in the first lap. I'm still behind Piastri as of the moment, going into the second lap. Not a lot I can really do as of the moment, but watch his move, and hopefully he makes a mistake and I can get past him. Might be able to gain a bit of energy with this. I've got a lot of energy to use. My team engineer wants me to use it, so we'll try and get past him here. I've got in his slipstream. Albon's way behind us. Oh, all I've got to do is let on the brakes. All I've got to do is let on the brakes. No, he's just very close. It's very close, but we're able to get past him. I'm pretty sure I was going to exceed track limits, but yeah, I've got past him, and that makes us 12th in the third lap going in. Zhou is in front of me. Norris is in front of me. A second gap is breaking us up at the moment. Going into this corner, this is such a tight corner. Zhou and Norris side by side. This is unbelievable racing. Going into here, the DRS is enabled, so we should get some DRS and to be able to get up there. Zhou looks a little bit slow. I think he's got a problem with his car, I heard my engineer saying also. So it'll be interesting to see if that hinders his race whatsoever. Deep into that corner, really poor corner there. I don't know why, but I was just too fast into there. And as we'll be able to see, yeah, as you see, confirmation of Zhou, and we have got a yellow flag. What's going to happen here then? This is the first yellow flag of the race in Bahrain. Still resume racing. What's going on? I think it is behind me, not in front of me. Hopefully we'll get some information on that. Any minute now, I'm sure something will pop up to say. And there we go, Nick de Vries is out for the session. A mechanical failure for Nick de Vries, and that means a poor debut race for him and a poor start to his AlphaTauri life. So yeah, and he's just pulling off to the side there just to be able to get out of the way and to not have the safety car come out. So lap 4, we're still behind Zhou here. We're chasing and going into this bend. We're really fast into this. We're able to go full throttle. And he's going a little bit slow, and I can go to the right of him. I can surely go to the right of him. Late on the brakes, and we have done him. We're into 11th place, and we can see you later, Zhou. Have some of that. Really good overtake from us, as you can see on the replay there. Just able to go late on the brakes. He goes really wide, and we're just able to kind of get past him and secure that 11th place. So that's lap 4 now. Obviously, we're going to be battling off a lot of people behind us, and Gasly has gone behind us, so he's actually gone in front of Zhou. So Zhou is picked. Yeah, you can definitely tell that there's something wrong with his car being mechanically or something like that, and he is going to be dropping back in the race. So that completes lap 5. We've got a best of 1:36.1, nowhere near any sort of lap times, and Gasly is through. Gasly has passed us on the left. We tried to cut in on the inside, and oh my god, we need to go into him. We go wide going into this corner, nearly smashing into the back of him with Piastri taking over Gasly. I think I made Gasly go wide, and I was able to kind of go through without anyone being hit. I do get the DRS, which is quite nice. Also, a little bit of boost to be able to get away, and that does create a 1.4 second gap between me and Gasly. Really strong race from us at the moment. We're doing really well, and going into the 7th lap here, we've still got a little bit of a gap. That is confirmation of the pit window being open, so we can now pit. We can now put on, I do believe it's mediums we're going to be pitting for next. The softs are completely ruined at this point in the race. The heat and everything else, and the way we're racing, I think they're deteriorating even quicker. Gasly is still on our back. He is 0.4 of a second behind us currently. He is looking very fast, and he's definitely going to be looking to overtake us in this lap. And take it really wide here, and I'm looking on my mirror, but I can't see him, and he literally pokes out there. I thought he might overtake me at first, but he doesn't. The gap ahead, as my engineer says, is 4.6 seconds. I'm not really looking at that as of the moment because Norris is nowhere near me. Gasly's still behind, and yeah, I nearly kick it out there. I've done this so many times in this corner where I just could not hold it whatsoever, and I've nearly spun the car. Same with this corner, I can't put the pressure on whatsoever, and I do take it a little bit wide. I thought Gasly was going to go into the back of me at one point there. We are able to gain a little bit of speed, but he's still behind me. So yeah, I'm just trying to see if we're able to do anything whatsoever to get past him. So it's box, 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 and we are going to be in this lap. We are pitting this lap. We are pitting for the mediums. The tyres are done, as I say. We were supposed to pit last lap, but with Gasly not pitting, I've matched it in some ways, and I want to pit next lap. Even if he doesn't pit, hopefully he does pit the lap after, so then I can gain a little bit of momentum on the mediums. But he is trying to get past me as of the moment, but I'm defending for all my life, taking it really slow into this corner and trying to get the best out kind of exit that I can possibly get. And I gain a little bit of speed out of the corner there, but again here I'm just too slow, way too slow going into this corner, and we nearly bin it, but Gasly is still behind us at 200 of a second at the moment. Piastri is behind him also. It is a tight race for 11th, and he's on the right of me, and oh my god, I've had to do the track limits. I've had to exceed track limits, and that is a warning for corner cutting. I have no option. He's pushed me to the left. I wasn't giving up that spot, and that was it. I know I'm strong through here, so if I can be fast through this corner, I know I'm able to keep him behind me, and hopefully, I mean, look at my energy. I've got no energy whatsoever, and I'm literally drained most of the car to be able to try and get past him and secure this 11th position going into the pits. So we are boxing for this lap. It is definitely box, 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 and we go into the pits. This is our first pit stop of the season, putting the pit limiter on, waiting to be able to turn in and be able to pit. It's the same as last time, so we are trying to get an optimal pit, being able to go into there, click the button at the right time, and we go into the pits with an optimal turn in, which is a really good start from us. That means we are having a 2.5 second pit stop, being 2.4 in the end. So we've achieved an optimal pit stop, and that is definitely something to be able to kind of see that we can do throughout the season. So that makes it, we're 17th of that pit stop. We are lap 10 of 20, and we've got Albon behind us. We've got Norris in front of us and Ocon in front of Norris. Obviously, I'm racing Gasly as of the moment. I know he would have pitted this lap, and I'm waiting to see if I'm able to get in front of him. I get a purple sector in the third sector, so mediums are definitely working well, and as you can see, I do go in front of Gasly there. So we are lap 11 of 20, and we're in front of him. Albon is able to skip in front of him, and I nearly go again. There's so many times you're going to be seeing this season if I don't sort that issue out, because the back end just loves to drift. It's a Formula 1 car, but it loves to drift, and it is definitely good fun, to say the least. Albon's still behind me there, not gaining too much momentum on me. Time is staying not too bad, but he's gaining a hundredth of a second there as he goes past. So we're in the lap 12 of 20 going into the last corner there. Onto the straight, we take it wide. Albon behind us, he's going to get the DRS, it's 300th of a second. I'm sure that's going to go to 200th of a second. I don't know which way he's going to go to me. I go to my right, he's on my left. I've got the inside. All I've got to do is brake hard and be able to kind of outdo him. He's still there. We're wheel to wheel. I think we touch. I think we just did touch, actually. Surprised we didn't get a collision there. Albon sticks to 12th, though. Gasly just behind him, gaining some time there. And we are now lap of 13 out of 20. We have got 7 laps left to be able to secure this position, and hopefully we do so. Even though we will not get any points for it whatsoever, I'm not too fussed, because at the end of the day this is our first race and we're definitely having some sort of competition and a bit of fun. Lap 14 and Gasly has overtaken Albon there, so he gets the 12th place back from what it was at the start of the race. Albon just behind him, and I nearly bin it. As you see, I was on the curbs there, and we are wheel to wheel with Gasly. We have had such a good battle with him. It has been unbelievable. I've got the outside and he's got the inside though. I have to allow him to get the space, and he does make an excellent drive out of there. Wasn't too sure if I was going to get the DRS, so I had to be on my feet. He does get the DRS and I don't, unfortunately, so I'm very unlucky. I go to his left, he goes to my left. I go straight to my left again to be able to hold on as he goes to the right. I'm on the outside at the moment, and I do make it a decent corner. That was probably the best corner entry I've done this whole entire race on lap 15. It's taken me 15 laps, but we've executed the corner very well. We get past Gasly with a nice bit of speed there. We do pick up the DRS also, so we are able to get past him, and that corner, oh my god, heart in your mouth moment, to say the least, because yeah, I just felt like at any point in time that this car was going to be on the track and we was going to get picked up for a safety car, and yeah, definitely a car wheeling off the track. Not a lot happens, and we are signing ourselves lap 20 of 20. We just need to score this 11th place. All we need to do is get the car over the line, and that is simple. Gasly is behind me with 0.1 of a second, 0.184. The current time is, and I'm nearly go again. So many times I've done this on that exact same corner, and I nearly allowed the space for him to get in and claim that 11th place. As I say, there's no points to be able to get into this position, but it's a case of being the higher the better. So yeah, it's definitely something that he's going to want. I'll go down the straight here with him getting DRS, but he's still behind me. Take the corner fairly slow, and as you can see on your screen, Max Verstappen has won the Bahrain Grand Prix for the God knows how many times he probably will this season. Just like real life, he is absolutely ripping it up in the F1. We don't matter too much though, because we're trying to focus on our own race with Gasly still behind us. We go into the second to last corner of the race here, just be able to kind of glide the car home and hopefully get it over the line in one piece. We've got 400ths of a second behind us at the moment. We're gaining a little bit of a gap. 300ths of a second, he is gaining, but I think we have done it. We have done enough to be able to gain 11th place, and that is our first Grand Prix. We have got the checkered flag right in front of us, and as I say, no points, but we've done ourselves proud. I thought I was going to finish much more below than what we did, but yeah, definitely a good start to our season, and hopefully we can get in the points. Driver of the day goes to Pierre Gasly, and fair play, because he gave me a hell of a race. I think I didn't hold him up as much as what I did, then he would probably be very much further in front. Confirmation of the Red Bull team celebrating there with the Max Verstappen win. Very well deserved. He absolutely romped it by the looks of it when I was looking back at the highlights. George Russell shaking his hand to say well done mate, and yeah, definitely something that we're going to see a lot this season. He's just such a brilliant rider and such a young driver at the same time. He's got so much potential, even though he's world champion. It is absolutely ridiculous. Good race from us though. A lot of problems to sort, don't get me wrong, but a good race from us. Nice to be able to get the first 20 laps under our belt and go from there. But yeah, it's definitely going to be something that hopefully you are able to improve on. So your front three was Verstappen, Perez and Russell. Really good performances from that lot as they collect their trophies and they get ready to spray the champagne in celebrations of their podiums. But yeah, as I say, I'm really happy with that. Don't get me wrong, it was really good in all honesty. As you see, confirmation of us finishing at 11th, just behind Lando Norris. I got absolutely nowhere near him, but one of those, and we go into the next Grand Prix with hopefully a little bit of a better position that we could gain. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe for more content just like this one, and don't forget to hit the notification button for when I do release another video. Cheers.